Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Soul Searching. This is Jamon, and today I'm going to help you, or potentially help you, to decide on which games to buy for your PlayStation 5. Now, before we get into it, I do want to say I kind of wanted to pull this up and just show, some of my credentials so you guys that are watching go, okay, this guy, he actually does play video games. First and foremost, if you want to add me on your PlayStation 5, there is my gamer tag right there in the top left-hand corner of your screen, Nolan Shadow. So add me and just put, hey, adding you from YouTube. Saw your video on YouTube, going to add you. Next up, let's go down here and let's look at the trophies. So as you can see, well, let's go back here. Let's look at the trophies earned, and then we'll get into the reviews. So as you can see, I'm a level 336 gamer. I have 16 platinums, which for you guys that know, you know. And my total trophy count is 4,569 PlayStation 5 trophies. So with that, I hope that shows a little bit of, credibility to what I'm about to talk to you about. And again, if you just got a PlayStation 5, or you've had one and you're just not sure which games to purchase and spend your money on, let's go over it now. And if you took anything of value from this video today, or if I helped you to decide to make a purchase or not make a purchase, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. We also do sneakers over here and men's fragrances. So with that, let's go ahead and start the reviews. All right, so let's get started. My newest pickup is Street Fighter 6. Now, this game came out yesterday, Friday, June 2nd. I've only started playing this recently, so I'm not going to give it a review just yet. What I will say is that if you're a fan of Street Fighter, I grew up playing Street Fighter in the arcade, Street Fighter 2. If you are a fan of Street Fighter, you're going to like this one, okay? It does have 3 different game modes to it. Right now, I've just been doing arcade and playing through the arcade version. But I will say, again, for me, this is an automatic buy if you like fighting games and you like Street Fighter. So early review or early recommendation, I would say if you can find this, buy it. Next up on the list, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This was excellent, guys. This was a fantastic game. Now, there's 2 ratings to this that I'm going to give this game, okay? And I'll tell you why. This is a buy if you love Star Wars, okay? This is a definite buy. If you're not a completionist, meaning if you're not going after platinum trophies and things of that nature, this game right here is definitely a 9 out of 10. It does have frame rate issues to where it kind of slows down and goes into, when you're in the larger open areas, it slows down. The frame rate drops kind of dramatically, and I think they're patching it or trying to fix it. But the story in this game is absolutely amazing. This is a follow-up to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but this is a definite buy. Now, if you're a completionist, you're going to get mad. This game has some game-breaking bugs as far as trophies go. I experienced one with the bounty hunters, where you're given tasks to track down bounties, and it's broken. It's simply broken, and EA knows about it. Respawn knows about it. Hopefully, they get it fixed. So if you're buying this from a standpoint of story and Star Wars fan and not really worried about getting a platinum trophy, definite buy, 9 out of 10. If you're like me and you're OCD and you want that platinum trophy, wait for that patch to come out because you're not going to be able to get it. So that's Jedi Star Wars Survivor. Next up, in no particular order these games are, this is Gran Turismo 7. Okay, I don't think I need to say anything about this. For any of you guys that love racing games and you have a PS5, this is an automatic buy. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. I do very much enjoy it. It also works with the PSVR 2 if you own that or you're thinking about buying that, which I would wait for a price drop due to the game library that system or that particular peripheral has right now. But Gran Turismo 7, 8 out of 10, it's a buy. Next up, we have Hogwarts Legacy. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, similar to Star Wars, if you're a Harry Potter fan, this is going to be a 12 out of 10 for you. This game to me was a shocker. I bought this thinking that I would like it. I absolutely loved it. This game was absolutely stunning. It's a 9 out of 10 and a definite buy if you love adventure games. What I will say is that this world is huge in this game and that they really take advantage of Hogwarts Castle and Hogsmeade. but the surrounding areas are kind of light with things to do. So maybe they're going to release some DLC for this game. But yeah, this one right here, guys, a definite buy for sure. Next up, I'm just going to, okay, so there's two of them in a row right here. And again, all of these are out of order, but this is Modern Warfare 2 and Vanguard. These are Call of Duty games. You guys know these come out every year. If you're going to buy one, and when I get to another one, I'm just going to skip it because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to buy one, the newest Modern Warfare 2 is actually really, really good. It's impressive. I enjoyed it. And so if you're going to buy any Call of Duties for the PlayStation 5, I would certainly recommend that you purchase, from my perspective, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Let's slide these guys over here. All right, and then we have another Call of Duty. Let's go ahead and get this. This one right here was Cold War. Again, Modern Warfare 2 if you're going to check it out. Next up on the list was a game that got high critical praise, Deathloop. Okay, this is a Bethesda game. I actually bought this going into it, I guess because it got scored a 10 on IGN.com. I went into this wanting to really like it. I played it for about 5 or 6 hours, guys, and for me, I couldn't get into it. I got to be honest. And it tells you at first, if you don't succeed, die and die again. For me, this game was too repetitive. Like, I'm too OCD. So if you don't like things that are repetitive, think Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, if you're old like me. This game continues to kind of put you, what it says, in a loop. And it was just, like I said, too repetitive for me. I know everybody else gave it high praises. For me, it was a 6 out of 10. And if you don't like repetition, I would definitely recommend this being a not buy for you. If you don't mind that, then maybe so. But for me, looking back, this would be a not buy. Next up, we have a newer release. This is Dead Island 2. This game, for me, another one that kind of shocked me. This one was fantastic, guys. I absolutely love this game. I actually platinumed it. This is one of the 16 games that I took my time and platinumed. The gore system, the execution of zombies in this game is absolutely stunning. Some of the best graphics you'll see when you're taking down a zombie in any video game that you'll play, period. And I will put my name to that. This right here, I mean, when you smash a zombie in the head, the eyeballs pop out, and you can, I mean, it's insane how great of a job they did. And for me, too, I actually like the story. So this one right here, 9 out of 10 in my book. I would definitely recommend you buying this if you love slaying zombies. It's one of the best zombie games I've played in a long, long time. Next up, guys, this probably needs no introduction. It won Game of the Year, Elden Ring. So Elden Ring is a love child from Soft, the developers of, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all of those games. And George R. Martin from Game of Thrones, they came together and they created this adventure game that will suck your life away. So this one right here, it's going to be difficult for you guys just getting into video games, but definitely for me, an 8 out of 10. Some of the boss fights I found to be repetitive in this, but that's, again, me. I'll probably get bashed because a lot of people, for them, this is a 10 out of 10 game. But for me, it was an 8 out of 10. If they would have had a little more boss variety in the game, they duplicated bosses a lot. And for me, that's kind of filler. I don't know. I think you could probably come up with something that, rather than having the same boss fight with 2 bosses instead of 1, come up with something different. But regardless, if you like fantasy games, if you like role-playing games, if you like Game of Thrones, and you like FromSoft games, this is an absolute must-buy. So, yeah, that's Elden Ring. Next up, we have one of the original releases right here. So you probably found this on discounts, $14.99, $19.99. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this one's called Godfall, and it's God Awful. Okay, Godfall, God Awful. I don't care if it's $14.99. Or not. Do not waste your money on this game. I really bought this when it came out, and I bought it wanting to like it. I spent an hour in it, and then I spent 2 hours, and then I spent 3 hours, and I realized that the game is exactly the same no matter what you're doing. It's very repetitive. So the only way I would say recommending you buy this is if your hobby is going outside and walking around in a circle all day. So that's that. 4 out of 10. Just awful. Sorry, I don't mean to say that because I know developers and people put their time in developing games, but guys, that product was not good. Evil West. This one right here was another good one. This is just a straight up old school, kind of Gears of War-ish beat them up, shoot them down. It's just a fun game to play. So if you're looking for a good time waster, and I mean that with all due respect, because I really enjoyed this game, then yeah, Evil West would be a buy for you. This is a 7.5 out of 10. It's very linear in nature, got some great boss fights, got some great stages and things like that. So if you just like classic single player, games, like I said, like the original Gears of War or something like that, then Evil West is a buy, definitely, especially if you can find it for cheap. Next up, we have the Callisto Protocol. This is another one. This is made by the folks that made Dead Space, and it's another one that I actually enjoyed. A lot of people did not like this game. I actually did. I thought it was great. The motion in it's kind of slow. So what I mean by that is like the blocking and the parrying and things of that nature is a little slow. But to me, it adds to the realism of the game. But that's just my opinion. So it's kind of short as well. So this was a toss-up, guys. I would say some of the other games that I've already said to buy, you may want to check those out first if you've only got $70 or $60 to spend on the game. But if you're looking to pick something up to kill some time again, this right here is definitely worth a look, especially if you enjoyed Dead Space. Next up, this one needs no introduction either. This is one of my all-time favorite video game series on the PlayStation. This is God of War Ragnarok. This is an automatic 10 right here for me, and I'm not saying that just because it's a God of War game. I'm saying it because I love the story. I love the action sequences. I love everything about this game, period. There's nothing that I don't like about it, and if you have not played God of War, I would suggest you play the original, the 2018, is it 2018 or 2019, God of War that came out on the PS4. Play that one first, and then play Ragnarok, because the stories do connect. So yeah, definitely pick this one up if you haven't already. I'm thinking most of America's already got that one. Next up, we have Hitman 3. So if you're into stealth games or you're into Hitman period, being a little stealthy assassin, then pick this guy up. This is one of the best in the Hitman series, in my opinion, and I played all of them. This one right here is really, really nice. The graphics for when it came out on the PS5 is pretty superb. But like I said, if you're not a fan of stealth games or something like that, I would not recommend this. But if you do, if you're into kind of the assassination kind of thing or whatever in video games, then yeah, this one's up your alley. Check it out. I do want to preface this with, again, too, is that, you've got your ratings down here. Make sure you abide by the video game rating rules, or at least try to. If you're looking at this for your kids, understand that mature does mean mature. Video games have gotten a lot stronger in nature these days, so make sure you're paying attention to that if you're buying this for your kids. Riders Republic. Okay, Riders Republic. This came from Ubisoft. This is another game I had really high hopes for. You can do all of these different, aerial. You've got the wing suits. You've got, snowboarding and BMX biking and all this stuff in this open world. And I had high hopes for it, but guys, it really just did not pique my attention like I thought it would. I played this game for maybe 10 to 15 hours, with my character, leveling up my character and things of that nature. And then it just kind of got a little, redundant, I'd say. But for folks that like Fortnite, as you can see, you've got these crazy masks. You've got all this gear that you can unlock and everything. For folks that like that kind of stuff, I think this will pique your attention. But for me, it just didn't hold me long enough. So it's not a buy for me if I had to go back and look at it. But if you're into this kind of stuff, maybe check it out, especially if you can find it at a cheap price. Next up, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Excellent game right here. Follow up to the Spider-Man on the PS4. And you guys know Spider-Man 2 is coming out. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, let's not really talk about this one too long. This is a must-buy. Great depiction of New York City. A lot of fun. Short game. Could have been added as an add-on to Spider-Man 1, but this was one of the launch games for the PS5. So yeah, if you can find this and you don't have it yet, definitely play it. Get your hands on it. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Next up, we have Sonic Frontiers, another surprising video game right here, guys. When I started it off, I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. I'm big into Sonic. I used to play it on the Sega Genesis back when Sonic first started. And my kids love Sonic as well. So it's a win-win situation when a Sonic game comes out because they want it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play it too. This surprised me. I actually platinumed this game, guys. So let me say, I know I was giving video games rankings earlier, like numbered rankings. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you to buy them or not buy them because let's just not get into all the numbers. It's too much. This right here, if you enjoy Sonic, it's a definite buy. This is one of the best Sonic games to me that has released in the past, I don't know, decade. And let me say, it's an open world Sonic. So it's like it says, experience like you've never experienced before. That's the truth. But just go into it with an open mind. Play that first world or whatever and go, this is different. Don't shut it down because it's going to get better. And it actually turns into old school Sonic. I'm not going to spoil the surprises for you. But definitely check this out if you're a Sonic fan. That's a buy. That's a buy, okay? Next up, we have, something got mixed in. This got mixed in, so this is NBA 2K21. I think this was for the PS4, but RIP Kobe, man. This is the steel case edition. But yeah, we'll talk about NBA in a minute. This one, kind of like Call of Duty, they're kind of mixed in throughout my collection, but man, I'm glad to own this right here. I need to put this up, actually. So let me set this over here. I haven't seen that in a while. That needs to be put up. Guys, are you enjoying the content? If you are, just, like I said, get down and let me know down below if I'm helping you out, if you enjoy this or whatnot. Tales of Arise. This right here is fantastic, guys. I absolutely loved. I put probably 150 hours into this game right here. If you liked, and I don't know if any of you remember this, but the Tales series by Bandai Namco, if you enjoyed Tales of Symphonia, this right here is the best Tales game to come out for me since Tales of Symphonia, which is old. This is Tales of Arise. Fantastic RPG video game, Japanese RPG, and just really executed well. Cool, well-rounded story. Just a lot of fun to play. The graphics are okay. This game came out a few years ago, but I definitely would recommend buying this if you're a fan of RPG video games. Demon Souls. Again, FromSoft game, super hard. You either love Souls games or you hate Souls games. But if you love them and you haven't picked up the remake of Demon Souls for the PS5, it's a must, okay? It's a must. The graphics are amazing. They're absolutely stunning. They're better than some of the games that are being released right now, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is a buy. That's a buy. Okay, Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart. Guys, Ratchet & Clank is a staple on the PlayStation. This game, I actually platinum it as well. I love Ratchet & Clank. This one, too, is a buy for me. This one right here, for me, gets a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved this game. My kids love this game. I thought it was excellent, and I can't wait for the next one. So if you don't have this right now in your PS5 library, buy it, play it. You're going to love it. Next up, we have a golf game, and I was excited to get it because I used to be big into Tiger Woods golf, big. And when I saw Tiger Woods was on the cover, I was like, okay, we're getting back. No, not so much. Not so much. This is a not buy, okay? And let me tell you why. The golfing on here is about the same as your old school Tiger Woods game. So the gameplay is fine, but it's just boring. And guys, you're going to be like, well, golf is boring. No. Golf on the PlayStation. I actually play golf in real life, but golf on the PlayStation can be fun. I don't like they took the spin mechanic out of it. It is in there similar, but not like it used to be. They took more of the arcade feel, and now it's more of a simulation, and that's cool. But the problem is all of the extras. Like, you don't have all of the different things that you can spend your money on and stuff like that. I mean, it's in there, but it's just not all there. It feels incomplete. So if you want a golf game, I'd say wait until they perfect this one because, guys, this one isn't it. And I like golf games. I'm sorry to do that. Next up, you got Outriders. So Outriders was more of another kind of Gears of War type game. I played it a lot. I actually did like it, but it's an in-between for me, okay? It's an in-between for me, especially right now with all of the games out. Right now, I would not recommend buying this game. Because there's a lot of others that I have recommended. So if you see this sitting out, if you can pick this up at a discount, maybe $20, $30, then yeah, pick it up. But if this is still full price or close to full price, I'd give this one a pass. It's fun. It's Gears of War in a PlayStation 5 cover. But yeah, that's it. Outriders. Resident Evil Village. This one, guys, it's Resident Evil. It doesn't have the same horror effect to me, or horror impact to me that Resident Evil 7 had. It's still good, and they've got some memorable characters. I can't even say that word. Characters in this game, such as Lady Dimitrescu. Triskew. Y'all are going to beat me up now for that. But anyway, you know I'm talking about, the tall vampire lady. If you play this game, and if you haven't, and you do play it, you'll definitely know who I'm talking about. But the other cool thing about this is you can play this on your PSVR 2, and it is stunning. It is stunning in virtual reality. So big praises for this. If you don't have this already, go ahead and buy it. Next up, we have MLB The Show. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, if any of these baseball games or basketball games, they very rarely reinvent the wheel, okay? So I'll say, if you don't own any of them, go ahead and pick up the newest one. And if you do own one, wait 2 or 3 years to pick up your next one. I hope that makes sense. Same thing with the 2K games, any sports games. If you own one, pick a new one up 3 years down the road. If you don't, buy the newest one. Far Cry 6. This is another one that I really wanted to like. I love Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad, and he actually stars as the villain in this game. I played it, and guys, it's just not too much of a deviation from any of the other Far Cries. And that's cool for some people, but for me, I want a little bit of innovation in between the games, and this one just didn't really have it. I mean, it was basically all the other Far Cries with a different skin on it, right? With a different kind of world and villains and things of that nature. So if you played any other Far Cries, you've played this one as well. If you like all the other Far Cries and you want some of the same, but just in a different atmosphere, pick this up. But if the other ones didn't appease you, this one won't either. Horizon Forbidden West. Guys, Horizon has become one of the staples of the PS, of the PlayStation. This is a fantastic game. It got shadowed by Elden Ring because they released around a month from each other and everybody went after Elden Ring. But guys, this is a beautiful game, outstanding game. Another one for me, a 10 out of 10 and a must own in your PlayStation library. The graphics are insane. The gameplay is insane. Just the overall fun that you can have with this game is great. And just wait until you make it to the coast right here, like she's on the coast. I want you to listen to the sound effects. It's got to be one of the most relaxing scores in a video game that I've ever heard. Seriously. I could just sit there and listen to her being on the beach all day long and just turn the, you know, I won't say turn the game off, but just listen to the sounds that they put. They did an excellent job scoring this game. All right, guys, I know it's been a while. We're getting close down to the end. Guardians of the Galaxy. Hopefully, let y'all get down in the comments and let me know if you're still with me, okay? Or if I'm just doing this for nothing. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, another big surprise. Typically, Marvel games are hit and miss. The Avengers pretty much sucked, to be honest. But this right here, Guardians of the Galaxy, was a pleasant surprise. Graphics cool. Humor was great in it. It has an excellent soundtrack, especially if you love the 80s, man, which I do. So if you love the 80s, you love humor, you love fun gameplay, this is a great game to pick up. So this is a buy. Guardians of the Galaxy, if you do not own it already. All right, so we have Kobe down here, and then we have the Michael Jordan edition here. So this is, NBA 2K23 with the Jordan edition. And like I was saying earlier, if you don't have sports games, just buy the current one. This one does have the WNBA in it, but you can see the graphics. I mean, it looks very photorealistic. Beautiful game, and we love our NBA 2K. Then you got Madden 23, RIP to John Madden. Man, it seems like all of our sports stars, heroes are kind of passing away, but shout out to Madden, man. Great coach, great, announcer. And, hey, without him, we wouldn't have Madden football. Well, without him and EA and everybody else that's produced it and the developers and everything else. But you get what I'm saying, man. Everybody knows Madden football. So, RIP, coach. All right. And then we've got The Quarry. The Quarry is, from Supermassive Games. They've made a couple. They have their games are almost like playing a movie. Okay, so they're almost like a point and click adventure. You do have control over the movement and stuff like that, but this is one of those games where your decisions really play an outcome on the game itself. So this has a lot of replayability if you guys are into that. But if you like campy horror, like think Friday the 13th and stuff like that, I absolutely love that kind of stuff. So for me, if you enjoy that stuff and you enjoy like choose your own adventure kind of things, remember those old school games like that. If you enjoy that, you will enjoy this game. I really did, and I actually played it through it twice just to see the different outcomes. You could play through it several times and get different outcomes. So for me, if you enjoy what I just talked about, that's a buy. And then last but not least, this is Sackboy Adventure. Again, Sackboy, Little Big Planet, a big staple on the PlayStation. This is really good with multiplayer. So if you want to do some couch co-op, something like of that nature, then yeah, go ahead and pick this guy up. This is fun. Me and my son played through this one together, and it's a pleasant surprise, man. It's a great little platforming game. There are other games like Ratchet Clank and stuff like that I would pick up probably before this one. But if you already own those and you're looking for a good, like I said, couch co-op game, something to play with your family, go ahead and pick up Sackboy Adventure for the PlayStation 5. With that, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. It's 25 minutes long. If you've stayed through, I appreciate that. Thank you for spending your time with me. Again, I hope that this video helps you to make a decision on some of the games that you may want to purchase. That was my recommendations on whether you should buy them or not buy them or hold off, and because of bugs or whatever we talked about. But yeah, that's it. Hey, we got more sneaker content coming up tomorrow. I've got some shoes that were delivered today, and I've got 3 fragrances that we're going to be unboxing too. So a lot of new content coming. But yeah, we're taking it back to shoes tomorrow. But this was my PlayStation 5 buying guide. Guys, y'all stay safe out there. Much love. Peace. I'm out.